Alright, so let's just wait for them. Remember, it's Łurtz of Agartha fighting Kaldazur. This is the second round, and thank you, Zending, for following. And Proax, thank you for following too. Alright, so this is what I was talking about for this map. As you can see, there are some patches here. Okay, some forest. And the thing is that these two forests flank the middle of the map. Well, like the middle flat area where most of the fight takes place. So these forests kind of wrap around that area in the middle. So it's extremely nice because both armies can get access to this whole area of forest without getting noticed. Like, you will not see them move through this forest until they're pretty much on top of you. So that's why it's very nice map, and I really like it. It gives a lot of tactical options to it. Okay, so Kaldazur is ready. We're just waiting on Łurtz. Alright, so the battle has started. Let's take a look at these armies. Thank you, Panda. Panda Warrior, my former clanmate. Alright, let's take a look at Łurtz's army of Epirus. So we got Levi Pikeman, 4 Levi Pikemen in the front. He's moving his cavalry out immediately. 4 militia hoplites, or actually 2 militia hoplites on the right and 2 on the left. 1 elephant unit, the Thessalian cavalry, Aspis companion. The general is a Hellenic royal cavalry. So shock cavalry, and then 2 more troops of cavalry, Thessalian cavalry and Aspis companion cavalry. And now let's look at the Roman army of Kaldazur. So we got veteran legionnaires, a lot of missiles, velites, auxiliary, Valeric slingers, velites, gladiator, auxiliary cav. There's a Sociequit extraordinary unit hidden back there. The general, obviously, the legatus, and he actually split his army in 2, and this is what I was talking about. Łurtz has not seen any of these. He has no idea all this amount of troops are here. Auxiliary cavalry, Sociequite extraordinary, Sociequite. It's pretty much the same composition, except his first cohort, veteran legionnaires, a lot of missiles. And actually, I neglected Łurtz's missiles. It's mercenary Cretan archers. Mercenary Cretan archers, 4 of them. Alright, so they're moving to the patch of woods. Now he has seen it. It was a good idea by Kaldazur, but actually he got kind of a bit of outplayed by Łurtz, because he probably knew he was going to do that, since he only saw one part of the army, one chunk of it. So he assumed he had troops hidden here, so he didn't want to go in the middle and get himself pretty much auto-flanked. So really good move by Łurtz, being very preventive. Okay, so now the missiles are shooting. Missiles are being fired from the slingers. The velites are really good. They have very good attack. 35, it's pretty decent. The problem obviously is the range, so you have to get pretty close in range. So he may be saving those for the later part of the battle. He's probably not going to be using them right now. Gladiator Spearman, an interesting choice. I haven't seen a lot of builds use gladiators. I mean, back when we started playing this game back in September, gladiators were like amazing. We had this OP build which had like 6 Praetorian guards and 4 gladiators, and it just raped everything. I think it actually won a tournament. That build won a tournament by itself. Like, they just spammed that army. Like, I think one guy spammed that army and he just won the tournament. It was completely OP, but then they got nerfed, so they're not really as useful anymore. Alright, so Lert's moving his militia hoplites to the left. There's a general charge. He actually threw his general, and he's gonna get stuck with the veteran legionnaires, and this could be a problem for Lert if he gets caught. The Legatus is gonna charge in right now, and he might actually catch his general in the middle of this fight. And yes, he actually cut the general, so now he's in trouble. He's still charging infantry. He charges veteran legionnaires with his Thessalian cav. He takes about 15 of them down. But what worries me is the general right now. Now he's retreating, but he already took 13 losses. Acturus 85, thank you for following, man. Okay, now mercenary Indian war elephants, they're gonna charge on the right, and they should do pretty decent damage. They should probably clean this up because gladiators have no armor at all. Well, I mean they do, but it's pretty shitty. The Velite is now doing some work on the infantry. He managed to retreat his general, but he lost 19 men. That's a lot for an elite unit. You know, you cannot throw them away just like that. This Thessalian cavalry is pretty much going to get destroyed. He charged the Baton Legionnaires. He did manage to take about 34 of them down, but my god, he pretty much gambled 34 men for a whole Thessalian cavalry unit. He's going to clean this up, like I said. Now comes the support cavalry, which is not going to be able to do much because he's completely overpowered on this flank. But now Kaldazur is making his moves on the right flank. He's coming in with the rest of his cavalry, auxiliary cavalry, Soci Equite Extraordinary, Soci Equite, and some infantry, the spearmen and the first cohorts. Alerts has a pretty solid infantry line. The thing is getting it to the right angles, not letting him get flanked by anything, because if this units get flanked, they're gonna get raped. Like Levi Pikeman, they're just good fighting from the front. That's where they're most effective at. And now Alert has to really be careful on this side as well, because now more troops are moving in, and his troops are already a bit tired, and they're a little bit hurt, and they're probably about half their number here. These elephants need to come back. So now Kaldazur is massing everything he's got onto this fight. And now in the back, we already started this fight. This is the first cohort going in, and all the cavalry as well as the spearmen. This spearmen, they have really high attack, I think. Well, it's not that great, 45 attack. But they obviously, since they are spearmen, they have bonus versus large units, which is mostly what's here. A lot of cavalry from Lurds, Aspis, spear cavalry or shock cavalry, but there are a lot of infantry. Now he's moving his pikemen. This is a risky move because pikemen now are going to be completely exposed from the back, but he kind of has to because he has no other option. He's getting overrun by Kaldazur on their flank. Now this fight, it seems like he's got the numbers, and actually it wouldn't be a bad idea for Lurtz to actually move these units to the front, like just bring them here to support. He's not using them, and there's really no threat from other infantry units other than this veteran legionnaires, but it's 3-1. But I think it's gonna be too late. He completely lost all these units. They're all gone. Everything is gone. The elephant is down to 12 men. And there was a charge, a frontal charge. This must be a new tactic, a frontal charge by the Legatus on the Levi Pieman. Of course, got completely raped. There's the general, it's gone. And Lurt's general still alive, down to 22 men. He's chasing all the archers, which is a good thing, but I don't know if at this point it even matters, because he's just down by so many units. He's also losing the fight on his back. This militia hoplites already wavering, both of them, so now it's down to his Aspis and this Levi pikeman, which again, they can do good work, but now with the amount of units that are fighting on this side, he's just gonna get surrounded and destroyed. Okay, now Velites. Apparently they're out of ammo, so now they're gonna try to get into the melee combat. This Atlantic cavalry doing a lot of havoc, creating a lot of havoc. And now again, this infantry, like I said, they're just not gonna last. They're completely outnumbered, and this is the biggest advantage of using Rome, that Rome has just so many cost-effective units. Like, you don't need to take Praetorians or Praetorian Guards to make an efficient army. You can ask Pandawar. He has a pretty nice Roman army that you just spam infantry like there's no tomorrow, and it's pretty effective, although it's pretty cheap. But they're just so cost-effective. That's GG from Łurtz. He's probably gonna resign or just wait for Kaldazur to kill him. Really, not too much it can do. I think Łurtz was doing great when he won the first fight over here. I think he had the upper hand, but then he left his units linger over there, and Rome having more numbers, he just brought more reinforcements. Crispy, thank you for following. So there it is. It's a defeat for Łurtz. Kaldazur wins, and he moves on to the second round, and Łurtz goes to the losers bracket, which I'm sure he will do quite well down there, and maybe work his way back to the winners bracket. All right, so that's our second game of the day. I'm gonna update the brackets and see what's going on with everything else. So stay put. We'll be back for another battle. In the meantime, enjoy the music.